Hey guys, thanks for watching Budget Bugout. Today we're going to be talking about one of my favorite knife companies, Spyderco. Hey guys, thanks for watching. So as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I'm going to be talking about Spyderco knives. I have the Spyderco Tenacious with me right here. This is a very budget-friendly knife. It's only around $30. This is going to be a great beater knife or introduction knife for those of you who or beginner knife for those of you who are wanting to buy Spyderco, but maybe that Spidey hole, thumb hole, is a little bit different, and you want to know, if you like that or not. And this is a good knife to start off with. This is one of my first Spyderco knives. This one has a blade length of just over 3 inches. If you want a knife that's a little under 3 inches because of state laws, or maybe your workplace regulations don't allow for a knife over 3 inches, then I would recommend the Spyderco Persistence. And I'll leave a link for both of those in the description box down below, as well as links for all of the knives that you're going to see in this video. And I'll leave the prices as well as the specs for each knife. The next two knives I'm going to talk about is the Spyderco Delicate and the Spyderco Endura. So this is the Spyderco Delicate full flat grind, and this is the Delicate 4. This, as the name implies, this is the 4th iteration of this knife. Very lightweight. It has FRN handles, and these have it's bidirectional, so it's easy to take out of the pocket. Whether you carry this tip up or tip down, right or left hand, you can move this pocket clip however you want. This side, this side, this side, or this side, and this makes this knife ambidextrous for those of you who are left-handed, because of the Spidey hole, you can open it from either side, and because it has a backlock design, you can disengage the lockup from either side. So that's the Delicate 4. The Endura 4 is going to be longer of a blade length. So if you're needing a knife that you can use not only as a tool, and I have the one that has a combination edge so that I can use it for cutting things like zip ties or rope and such. It's just a little easier for me to have serrated edge for that. But it also has a longer blade length in case I do need to use it in a self-defense situation, and has the same type of handles and everything like that as the Delicate. So that's the Delicate 4 and the Endura 4. All right, the next knife I'm going to talk about really doesn't need any sort of introduction. This is the Paramilitary 2, and this is a great tactical knife. It has a long handle, and it has large thumb holes in case you're using your gloves, and also has a finger tool right here so you can choke down on the blade for more detailed tasks. It's lightweight and very, very grippy textured handles, and you can move this pocket clip either side, and it has a lanyard hole compression lock. That way you can have your fingers out of the way when you're trying to close this. Just a great knife. I love this knife, and I carry it all the time in uniform. The next knife I'm going to talk about, it's similar to the Delicate and Endura in that it has that bidirectional handle. Very lightweight. It's an extremely lightweight knife. Now, mine is a limited run version, Sprint Run as the Spyderco calls them, knife. So this one has a different steel. This has a super blue steel, which is a super steel. It keeps its edge for a really long time, but still difficult to sharpen when it eventually does dull. But the ones that I'm going to be linking below is going to be a lot more budget friendly. I think it's around $50-ish for this knife, but it's totally worth it. Very lightweight, and I really like the wire clip handle, or correction, the wire clip pocket clip, and as I mentioned, it is lightweight. So you putting it in your basketball shorts when you're just kind of walking around the house, this might end up being one of your most everyday carried knife, like it is for me. The next knife I'm going to talk about is, let's go with a flipper knife. This is known as the Domino. My favorite part about this knife is the handle is the most ergonomic out of all of the handles that I have here, and it just feels like butter is melting in your hand. You can choke down on it as well. It does have a finger choil. The blade shape is great for opening anything. It's great for piercing and cutting. that shape is conducive to both of those things. And it's frame lock, so that's a very strong lockup mechanism. And yeah, there's not enough good things I can say about the knife. And some people do critique about the carbon fiber design, but I think it looks just fine to me. And then if you are going to use this knife for a long period of time, it actually does have an insert right here so that the metal on metal contact doesn't wear away the frame lock. Very cool. And the pocket clip, it is a little more difficult to get in and out of the pocket than some of the other knives, but it doesn't cause a hot spot either because how close it is to the handle. It doesn't rise up. But anyway, so that is the Spyderco Domino. Next one, also carbon fiber, is the Spyderco Sage. This is one of my first Spyderco knives. I love the groove right here for the liner lock. It's very easy to disengage, it's very comfortable, and has some similarities to the other Spyderco knives in that it does have the jimping there and the finger choil here. It's lightweight. It is carbon fiber. One of the cool things about Spyderco knives is that with this hole cut through the blade, it makes the knives more lightweight than the average pocket knife because of that. Although some of y'all might think that it's a weird shape for a knife, but it also makes it look a little bit friendlier to the average non-knife person. So it doesn't look like a weapon, it looks like a tool. Anyways, that is the Spyderco Sage, just a great knife. Next knife, this is more for emergencies, right? This is known as the Spyderco Emergency Rescue, I believe. Like I said, I'll annotate everything down below. But what I really like about this knife is that whenever you squeeze the handle and the blade together, right here on the bottom is a glass breaker that appears. So that is really cool how that's integrated into the design of the handle. A whistle also integrated into the design of it. You can also cut rope through here. I have a video on that if you guys want to check out in the description box. And then also it's blunted tip so that way you can cut your seatbelt off of you in case you're trapped. So I always carry this on with or near me or in my gear bag. That way I always have a way to get out of a situation if I'm trapped in one. Next up is the Spyderco Man X2. This is 3 ounces. This is a large knife and it's only 3 ounces because of the fiberglass fill of the handle. It's also bi-directional, and just like the Delicate and the Endura and the Dragonfly too. Just a great knife. It has that same blade shape that I like. Great at piercing, similar to the Domino, and once again, other similarities as far as being able to choke up on it. And it has that wire clip, pocket clip that I really like. And the thing that makes this different than some of the other Spyderco knives is this disengaging mechanism right here. Simply move it out of the way if you want to close it. So very cool knife, especially for those of you who like Benchmade knives. This has some similarities to the Axis lock. Alright, so last but not least, although maybe the smallest, is the Spyderco Dogtag knife. This is a knife that I carried with me more than any other knife while I was in Korea because of their strict knife laws. This has S30V steel. It does come in different colors, and one of the things that I will say about this knife is that you need to make sure that you're not putting the weight of don't use it like this, because this is sort of like a slip joint in some ways, so it can close very easily. You actually need to use the Spidey holes in order to use this knife. So just be aware of that. Alright guys, so those were my top 10 best Spyderco knives. Let me know what you thought in the comment section down below, and of course let me know if you'd like me to do a full-fledged review on any of these knives or if you have any questions about them. Anyways, y'all stay safe out there, and remember, it pays to be prepared. God bless.